Hey, what's going on, man? Hola, amigo, ¿cómo estás? Guten Tag, wie geht's dir? In this episode of Becoming a Better Tanker, I wanted to show you just some basic gameplay tips for when you are a low-tier tank. First, let's get to it with the usual information. Right now I'm in the Stug. It's a Tier 5 German TD. This is a Tier 7 game, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner. The AMX M445 is a Tier 7 tank. We got Sand River Assault. So we're playing defense on this one. You can see here from the map in the lower right hand corner of your screen that we have a decent split. There's no real gaps in the defenses. You could arguably say that there's a little bit of a gap over here with this, that this tank is exploiting. Well, we gotta change this real quick here. Nothing happens really at this point, so don't worry about missing that. Didn't I just change that? Our team, enemy team. Oh, because he's destroyed. Never mind. So anyways, I was going to say here, there's no real gaps in the defenses. You could arguably say that there was one right here that guy tried to exploit. Didn't really work very well for him. So what I'm doing here in my Stug is I'm just kind of sitting back. I'm not a top tier tank. You know, I'm a tier 5 tank in a tier 7 game. I want to sit back, use my excellent gun to my advantage, and just take shots whenever I can. This is just basic stuff you have to do whenever you are a bottom tier tank. Unless you are a scout tank. That's kind of an exception to the rule. If you're a scout tank, you know, different rules apply for you. But if you're like a TD, heavy tank, whatever, sit back when you're bottom tier, take shots whenever you can, but try not to get spotted. You do not want to take hits from anybody if at all possible. Your time is not the beginning of the game. Your time comes a little bit more towards the middle of it, and then especially at the end. Now again, you can see that there's not really a whole heck of a lot going on. It's 2-2. If you look again in the bottom right hand corner of the screen for the map, decent split. We've got two guys right here that's kind of watching this middle area. We have two playing right in the middle to spot anybody up that's shooting over the hill and to the D1-2 area. And over on the right hand side we have three TDs, a heavy and a medium, so we get the right hand flank covered as well. We're doing a really good split here, really good job playing defense. Now we're up 4-5-2 already. So as a bottom tier tank, I'm playing in the back, like I was just saying. And what I'm also doing is I'm playing kind of like a rover. If you know American football, like a safety, a defensive back, they kind of play each side of the field. There's not a specific side that they stay to. At first, I was going over to the left because I thought there was a little bit of a weakness there. So I went over there, tried to help out a little bit, got some shots in. Ended up getting a kill. Now I'm starting to move over to the right a little bit more because that's where first the enemy is, and second it seems like the left side's getting kind of under control. The right side might need a little bit more help. And you can see there I get a good kill on a T-29. Knock out one of their big bad tier 7 heavies. The game just progresses really nicely. We have two tanks here that kind of make a decent push trying to get up towards their artillery at the 1 on the lower right hand corner of the screen there on the map. So I'm just moving up a little bit, still staying in the back. When you play as a bottom tier tank, stay in the back. You do not want to get up. This is a little bit more towards the mid game when you're 7-6, 7-7. That area of the game is a little bit more where you can start to get, where you become more important rather than the first few minutes in the first few tanks. Destroyed, that is. So now I get myself into an advantageous position. Excuse me for my cell phone going off. Get myself in an advantageous position. That Hellcat does not know I'm up here, obviously. I've never been spotted or anything. Doesn't even bother to look. I get an extra kill. Helps me for my XP. Helps those guys out. You know, the one Hellcat was on 31%. The T-25 AT is on 88. I could sneak a kill in there. Does great for me. Help out the team. That's the kind of stuff that you got to do when you're a bottom tier tank. You have to stay in the back, take shots whenever you can from a distance, and play like a rover position, plug any gaps. Think of like you're in a boat, and you're out in the water, and you have a little bit of a hole right here. You're rowing the boat. You see a little hole right there, some of the water comes in. You know, like the cartoons, you put a little gum over it, and the water stops coming in. You see another hole, you put some more gum over that spot, and you just keep going back and forth, fixing these little patches. That's kind of what your position is. You want to sit in the back, you know, take shots, help out whenever you can, but you're really a stopgap. You find people who are having problems or where there's areas of weaknesses, then you come up as a fresh tank. Even though you're bottom tier tank, you're still a fresh tank because you haven't been hit, in theory anyway, and you plug that gap, you plug that hole, stop the water from flowing through. And that's essentially what I was trying to do in this. It's not a remarkable gameplay, but you're not going to have a remarkable gameplay as a bottom tier tank. The vast majority of your games as a bottom tier tank should be kind of just like this. You get a couple kills, you don't really take much damage, and the game is over. You cannot be up in the front trying to brawl, especially, you know, if you're in a Stug in this kind of situation, you can't be up trying to brawl. But even as a heavy tank, when you watch some of my gameplay and that's the end of this video, or into this gameplay, but when you see some of my gameplay in the Tiger 2 and I'm in a tier 8 game, I am not up in the front. Even though I'm in a heavy tank, man, those tier 10 guns are going to do a lot of big time damage even though I am in a Tiger 2. So, again, to recap, sit in the back, use your gun to your advantage. You really don't want to get spotted, you know, just try to get pot shots here and there. If you can knock out an enemy tank, great, but really your position is as a rover to try to fill in those gaps, and you're not going to be really important during the beginning of the game, but you will be important towards the middle and towards the end, and that's when you can have a lot bigger impact as a bottom tier tank. So with that, I hope that this video cleared up some common misperceptions that I've seen, or misconceptions I should say, that I've seen from a lot of players trying to rush out there and everything as bottom tier tanks. It's just not going to work, man. It's just not going to work. So I hope that helped you out a little bit. Please like, comment, favorite, subscribe if you haven't subscribed for a lot more World of Tanks action. I've got War Thunder, Ground Forces action on here too. I've got some other strategy games. You know, check them out. Subscribe for that reason. And if you have any other tips or any other questions or anything, please let me know down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to take a look at what you got to say, reply, maybe make a video about it. I've been doing this for a while and I try to reply to every single comment. So you take care and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.